Let's take a look at what's going on as far as the forecast goes. There's the satellite radar. Showed you this earlier. You see those showers and storms and clouds out to the west of us. We have seen gorgeous, clear skies through the day today. Went over to Lakewood Park on the Solstice Steps and got to watch the sunset. That was fantastic. And you can see the clouds that are out to the west. So tomorrow we'll probably have some cloud cover dotting the sky as the sun sets. And I don't think the rain showers are going to be too terribly far behind. We'll probably see some of this rain catching up to us by the start of the day on Saturday. We have high pressure in control. Our wind is going in a clockwise fashion. That's a good sign, right? We're going to get that southerly breeze. It's going to help to bring the temperatures up as we go through the day tomorrow. But high pressure also pushes down on us, and low pressure lifts up. So where do we have low pressure? Well, there's some pretty extreme low pressure going on just about 260 miles to the southwest of the big island of Hawaii. That is where Hurricane Lane is. You can see the wind going in the exact opposite direction, and instead of lazy, slow moving arrows, these are zipping around. This thing is a Category 3 hurricane as of right now. Winds at 120 miles per hour. Movement is to the north-northwest at 6, and the central pressure is at 959 millibars. Look what this thing is going to do. It's going to kind of head north toward Honolulu and then hang a left, and by Saturday you can see it's going to lose some of its strength, likely degrading down to a Cat 1 hurricane. Still going to cause a lot of problems. What you see here with these colors, that is the wind forecast, where the hurricane force winds are expected, and you can see they are expected to stay for the most part offshore. Tropical storm force winds are going gangbusters though. Not only that, this batch of colors is the rainfall, and remember, it's a mountainous state. Mountains tend to add to that lift, really wrings out the moisture, and they are talking about 3 to 4 inch per hour rain rates in these storms that are kind of just battering the coastline areas and the higher terrain, and 10 to 20 inch total, with some locations receiving upwards of 30 inches of rain out of that hurricane. We could not have anything more opposite. Beautiful sunny skies to start your day tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the 50s. We'll be in the 80s with increasing clouds later in the day. Let's go hour by hour. We'll start you off with those 50s under mostly clear skies in the morning. We'll see mostly sunny skies all the way through midday. Temperatures getting into the 70s by the afternoon. I think we'll top out in the 80s, and it's not until the evening, so Friday Night Football, that we even see clouds enter into the picture. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast has low 80s tomorrow. Rain and storm chances at about 40% Saturday. Not a washout. And then here comes the heat. Look at that. Temperatures into the 90s as we start next week. We'll be right back.